Welcome back to the GSMC Golf Podcast presented by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host, Garrison McDaniel, and we're back here with our fourth and penultimate segment of the night talking about the rising stars on the PGA Tour and what I'm seeing from a host of young talent on this tour. I'm just going to go through a list of names and give some ages for these names, and I mean, it gets me excited. Michael Thorbjornsen is 22 years old. Luke Clanton, 20 years old. Neil Shipley, 23. Nick Dunlap, 20. Miles Russell, 15. And we saw what he could do at the Rocket Mortgage. That was some fun golf. Tom Kim, 21. Akshay Bhatia, 21. Gordon Sargent, 20. Ludwig Oberg, 24. And I'll even throw in Victor Hovland, who's 26 in this, the young guys on the tour. This is some fun golf, and I know I'm leaving out some people, but just getting a point across here. It's fun, it's fantastic. I love watching this. I mean, golf is fun when you have a host of young talent. In 2013, 2014, 2012 range, when young Ricky Fowler was coming up, when young Jordan Spieth, young Justin Thomas was coming up. It was some fun golf when young Rory McIlroy was coming up around that time. I think it was around 2010 for him. It's fun, and they just take the tour by storm and go out and play some fantastic golf. When you see a lot of young talent in golf, you see a lot of guys that are willing to just go out there and take some huge risks, and that's what I love about it the most. You got these guys that are you got guys that just don't have scar tissue, right? The guys that don't have mistakes made and don't have to be worrisome of these mistakes. So what it makes them do is go out there and play some aggressive golf. And usually when you're playing aggressive golf, you're playing some good golf. Of course, it can come back to haunt you. But that's what, you learn from your mistakes, and that's what leads you to be like a Scotty Scheffler, a robot that just doesn't make mistakes but plays so passively, plays almost perfect golf. That guy's fantastic. And shoot, I mean, he's 27? I mean, he's not too far off from being in this group. I'm not going to put him in this group, but he's not too far off from it. I mean, you have guys like Adrian Dumont de Chazeret. A lot of young guys in golf right now, and it's fun to watch. PGA Tour U has done a good job at promoting these guys through college, and then when they get their opportunity, they go out there and know what to do. Of course, you're looking at Michael Thorbjornsen, a former number one PGA Tour University player out of Stanford. Luke Clanton, a future number one PGA Tour U, and that's if he gets there. I mean, that guy could get a PGA Tour card any week now. I think he's in the field again for the... Yes, he is in the field for the ISCO Championship. This ISCO Championship, by the way, I might be watching it a little bit more than I'm watching the Genesis Scottish Open. To be quite frank with you, I mean, I won't, right? But I'll be definitely paying attention to it. I don't pay attention to parallel tour events because what gets the clicks is the big events. But you got some fun guys in the field for the ISCO Championship. You got Michael Thorbjornsen. You have Neil Shipley. This is going to be a rivalry for many years that I'm excited to talk about. Neil Shipley versus Michael Thorbjornsen. Number one in the PGA Tour University, but when they went out on the actual tour, it is Neil Shipley that's been the low AM at the U.S. Open and the Masters. Of course, he's also a Buckeye, so I got to support him a little bit more. No, not seriously. But, yeah, I think those two have been playing some fantastic golf. And, yes, you have some fun names in the field at the Genesis Scottish Open. Of course, there's a pairing of Ludwig Oberg, Colin Morikawa, and Hideki Matsuyama. That's going to be really fun. But I think that the ISCO Championship can be very fun as well. And, especially for guys, especially on the Pacific side. I mean, for guys on the Pacific coast of the of North America or of the USA, The first tee time at the Genesis Scottish Open is gonna be 11:10 p.m. It's gonna be 11 at night. Is gonna be the first tee times. I won't blame you if you don't stay up to watch that. If I'm gonna be completely honest with you, catch it back up in the morning. But the final tee times, they do roll out at like 8:30 in the morning my time, so that'll be 9:30 on the East Coast. I, of course, am in Central Time, so there'll be plenty of golf still left to watch. Still left to be watched by the time you get up, get your coffee in the morning, whatever in America. But that's just life for the next 2 weeks with tournaments overseas. We go through this every year. One regular tournament overseas, and then you get the Open Championship, which is always fun to watch anyways, whether it's at St. Andrews or another golf place or a golf venue in Scotland or in England. I believe it is in Scotland, but I don't think it's in St. Andrews. I believe it's somewhere else in Scotland this year for the Open Championship. So I'm still excited to watch it. But anyways, if you don't want to watch those guys, if you don't want to wake up that early in the morning to watch those guys, there's still going to be some fantastic golf being played at the ISCO Championship. That's what I really want to emphasize with this point. I'm excited to watch it. I think Akshay Bhatia is in the field of the Genesis Scottish Open. I'm actually very confident in that. Let me make sure. He's not. Is he actually not? Is he at the ISCO? Oh, he's just not in the field at all. I wonder. I'm gonna look into what Akshay Bhatia is up to this weekend. Forgot I'd do that beforehand, but when it comes to the ISCO Championship, is some fun amateurs to keep an eye out for. Of course, you got Luke Clanton, who is playing some fantastic golf, just 24 under last weekend, who looked fantastic. You have Neil Shipley playing in his third ever PGA Tour event. You have other guys that are amateurs, like, I don't think Gordon Sargent is in this field, but I know that there is another amateur if I could find him eventually. Adrian Dumont de Chazar is going to be in the field at the ISCO Championship. JJ Spawn's at the ISCO Championship. Other fun names like, of course, Michael Thornjornsson, Hayden Springer, who just had a sub 60 round, SH Kim, Mac Maynor, all going to be over there. And then Joel Damon's also going to be at the ISCO Championship. There's going to be some fun golf being played, and it will get you guys accustomed to these young guys on tour, these young rising stars. I mean, I went through the list. I'll go through it again. Michael Thornjornson's 22 years old. Luke Clanton's 20. Neil Shipley's 23, and he's like the oldest guy here. Miles Russell, 15. Tom Kim, 21. Akshay Bhatia, 21. Gordon Sargent, 20. Ludwig Gobert, 24, who is already going to be overseas. But, yeah, I'm enjoying this. Look, if you guys follow my hockey podcast here at the GSMC Sports Network, I do talk a lot about prospects over there, and it's no secret that I love talking about guys progressing in their sport. There's just something that I really love about guys getting better and getting better through repetition and through experience, and there's no place like, golf that you do that. And I think that we're going to be watching a new generation of golfers here, and I want to get ahead of the curve talking about it, because I think that this is going to be a story that a lot of people talk about here coming up. But that'll wrap it up for our fourth segment of the night, talking about the rising stars on the PGA Tour. When I come back from my fourth and final break of the night, we'll be talking top 10 World Golf Power Rankings for the fourth and final major of the season.